Hi guys, today is day 28 of our 30-day challenge. We are almost there. We have 3 days left. And today, the challenge is to listen intently for His Spirit. And you know, this is such an important factor in living out our amazing plans that God has called us out for, because, you know, listening requires ears. However, when we want to listen to the Spirit of God, it requires an open heart. And so today is all about seeking the Lord with a completely surrendered and open heart. So we are going to go before the Lord, and we're going to spend 15 to 30 minutes in prayer and worship and meditation with Him. And we are going to ask Him to search our heart and to speak to us directly with His Spirit, because we want to connect heart to heart. Really, the Spirit of the Lord, it surpasses all understanding. The peace that surpasses all understanding, that is His Spirit that we're seeking today. That if we go before Him and we have worries or frets, that when we come out of spending the precious time with Him, that we will have the peace that surpasses all understanding. In Mark 4:24, it says this. It says the key to a good life and relationship is to communicate with God. Not only is it the key, but He says that is what we have to do. We need to do it. And you know what? He also says that it is possible to do, because He wouldn't instruct us to do if it was impossible. And so having a direct line of communication where we can hear His Spirit is not only open and available to us, but it is the key in order for us to secure the peace, the knowledge, the wisdom, the discernment, and the complete understanding of what the plan is that God has called us for. It also says that He said, take unto thee, take heed for what you hear, with what measure you hear it will be given to you, and given to you back in the same measure. And so it's so important to understand that the more that we listen to Him, the more that we hear Him, the more He will continue to communicate with us. You know, it's like, I don't know if you've had a friend or best friend or, you know, even a spouse, but you tend to speak to them and they don't listen to you. You tend not to want to continue to converse with them, because you know they have a roadblock. You know their heart is hardened. You know they are not listening to you. And so what happens is conversation cuts off. However, when you have the relationship with God or any human being where they are listening intently to you and they receive what it is that you have to speak, then you know that you continue to speak more and more and more and more to them. Why? Because they are heeding the advice and the conversation that they are looking for. And so that is a good analogy. When you're speaking to your Father, you want to be a good listener. Listen for His Spirit. Receive it, because what you receive from Him will be given back to you in full measure. And also there's 3 C's in listening to His Spirit. And so those 3 C's are communication, comprehension, confidence, and change. And so in the communication, of course, that's the skill of listening, because a lot of times in communication on earth as well as with our Father, we do a lot more talking than we do listening. And so the skill of listening to His Spirit is listening, being quiet, resting in His Spirit, and allowing His Spirit to show up and speak to you. The second one is comprehension, and that's where we learn once we recognize His voice and we truly are spending time in His Spirit, learning how to comprehend what it is that He is speaking to us, because it is only through Him that can break the lies of the enemy and speak truth into our life. And so we need to comprehend what His Spirit is saying to us. And then also confidence. The more and more that we speak to Him, the more and more we listen to Him, and we gain confidence and understanding of what He's telling us, our confidence builds. The trust of who He is, what He's saying, the reality of these things are actually occurring in our life when we project them into the world and we be obedient to what He's calling us to. And then, of course, change means transformation, because when God speaks to us, that is what should be the almighty power that transforms us, that makes us and encourages us to walk in complete obedience, because we trust Him, we understand what He is saying, and that we are listening to what He is saying. And so we walk in complete transformation. And people will know us by our transformation. We don't have to be telling them. So with that being said, today, enjoy day 28. Write on your journal, day 28, listening to the Spirit of God. And then I want you to just write in there the conversation that He is having with you, the one that you are receiving from Him. What is he telling you? What is he telling you about communication, comprehension, about confidence, and about change? Write those down, and I can't wait to hear about those that you share with me. So have a blessed day, and we will see you tomorrow.